Hey guys, so one of the best aspects of the entire AVA Best Performance Cars and Best Performance SUV is the judging aspect. We have to actually pick a winner between the 5 best performance SUVs and the 5 best performance cars. This is probably the toughest part of my job because all these vehicles are so different and some of them honestly don't compare with each other. So you kind of have to judge these vehicles based on emotionally how you feel, and we also try to look at things like price, fun to drive, quality, all that other stuff. Now on the sheet of paper I wrote my top 4 for each of the SUVs and cars, so we're gonna basically kick one off the island. I'll let you guys try to guess what my top 4 are, but let's go down the line really quick here. We've got the Dodge Durango Srt. This one here is like a tick over 70 grand, 475 horsepower. The Mercedes AMG GLC 63, 469 horsepower. This one is 87 grand. You guys are probably familiar with the Alfa Romeo Stelvio QV. I did a video on this one already. 505 horsepower, around 85,000 bucks. The BMW X3 X40i or M40i, this one, we were kind of on the fence on whether it belonged here or not because it is down on power considerably, but it still is a fun to drive car. And then of course the Levante GTS from Maserati, 550 horsepower Ferrari built V8. So that's the one that I had my eye on driving because it's got the Ferrari built engine. Now moving over to the car side, of course you guys know this thing. This is the 2019 Mustang Bullitt. It's got the 480 horsepower 5-liter Coyote V8, the only manual out of every car here. So this is already getting my attention. This one I actually hadn't had a chance to drive in a while, or ever really. This is the Maserati Quattroporte GTS. It also has a 3.8-liter twin turbo V8 from Ferrari, built by Ferrari. 523 horsepower though, down compared to the Levante. You guys also know this, I've done a video on it. It's the Challenger Srt Hellcat Red Eye. So it's the most powerful car here, 797 horsepower, supercharged V8. Rear drive though, has a little trouble putting the power down as you guys expected. Now this one, I was really excited to drive, the Bmw M5, and honestly I have my eye on it as the winner just because I love the way it looks with the white, the black wheels, the gray, the orange interior, 600 horsepower, all-wheel drive, drift mode, so what's not to like with that? It also has massaging seats. And then finally, last but not least, the McLaren 720S. This one's kind of an outlier because it's a $350,000 supercar with 710 horsepower, so it's not the most powerful car here. It is definitely the sexiest car here though. It's getting the most looks, even in this rather boring silver color. But I know a lot of my colleagues are probably gonna be voting for this one. This one's high up on my list, but the price is definitely an issue. But we'll let you guys take a look at the deliberations really quick, and we're gonna try to decide a winner between all these fantastic cars.
Concentration.
Here's my list. My top 4 SUVs and top 4 cars.
All right.
We had to throw one off the island out of the 10 cars here. So we had to throw 2 off the island.
Nice little score on there. No, you don't want to do that? We're our top favorite.
Can you guys guess which one I threw off the island for the cars and SUVs?
Mathematical calculations.
How do we pick a loser?
Alex is fully focused. Roman's in it to win it.
Could be a tiebreaker. Let's see.
Nope.
Right?
The results are in.
Okay.
Stelvio, X3, AMG, and Levante.
All right.
So which car unfortunately does not get to move on to the
Durango
next
Srt.
round?
Actually, we have a tie now.
So two.
Yeah, two
roll
get
this-
eliminated.
and two get eliminated.
Two
in
may
this
get
round.
eliminated in this round. Are we
yeah.
ready to hear the 3 vehicles that will be proceeding on to the next round for us?
Yes, please.
We're ready.
All right. We have the Stelvio, the Levante, and the Mercedes GLC AMG.
That's a
On
shame.
to round 2.
I voted for the BMW.
I voted for the BMW
Yeah,
too,
I
actually.
voted for the SRT.
I voted for the SRT as well.
Sorry.
Yeah, that is a shame.
Yeah.
The exhaust note on the SRT is epic.
Amazing.
It sounds great, but in this company, it felt kind of sluggish to me.
And
It's a heavy vehicle.
Yeah,
There's
it
no
felt
question.
heavy. That's
It
the
did.
thing.
But they
It
make
felt-
up for it with the
But it
horsepower
does,
under the hood.
But it
and
is
it's
the-
the best functional SUV
Yes.
here as
That's
far as
right.
cargo
the
capacity,
only
rear
one-
leg room, towing capacity.
That's right.
only one here that can take 6 people and sound that good.
And it is.
So we took our first vote, and unfortunately, we already have kicked 2 SUVs off the island. The Durango SRT is gone, and the BMW is gone. I was really rooting for the BMW, so we're gonna vote again. We're gonna try to figure out a winner between the SUVs now. Sorry, I keep holding on to my vote.
All right, let's tally.
Hanging Chad.
Stelvio Levante.
Okay.
Surprise.
Stelvio Levante.
AMG Alpha, Stelvio, and all right, Mercedes and Levante. Levante, Stelvio. Stelvio, Levante. Stelvio, Levante. Stelvio, Levante. Stelvio, Levante.
I might change my name to that. Wow. From now on, you can call me Stelvio Levante.
Stelvio Levante, Trofeo. So clearly, we have 2 Italian winners.
Wow.
Yeah, let's move on.
Sorry, Mercedes.
So, time to say goodbye to the Mercedes.
Time to say goodbye to the
that
Mercedes.
car was a fun SUV.
It was.
That has an
Off-road, it
incredible
was fun.
V8 sound.
Yeah.
Incredible V8 sound.
But-
And that sounds arguably better 90% of the time than the Stelvio, I think.
So now we finally kicked the Mercedes out of here, and it's really down to the 2 Italian brothers. This is going to be a tough choice because I like them both. I'm a little surprised the Mercedes got kicked out because that one had the V8 bi-turbo, but there's no denying how well that Alpha handles, so I need to pick a winner here. Oops.
Oops.
My pen doesn't work.
Yeah, just scribble on the hood of the $150,000.
Why does my pen not work? All right, who has another pen? My pen does not work. My pen doesn't work. Who has another pen? Thanks.
We have a choice between the actual Ferrari engine and the Ferrari-derived engine. So Ferrari has the winners here. Hey, how about that?
Oh, they should be
Winner,
very
winner,
happy.
Ferrari dinner.
But they shouldn't make an SUV.
They do make an SUV.
All right.
It's called a Maserati.
All right, let's get to it, boys.
There's no debating. I mean,
All
we're
right.
straight
Winner.
to
Are we
voting.
ready?
Yep.
Levante,
One.
Stelvio.
Ooh.
Levante,
Oh.
Stelvio.
Oh.
Stelvio.
Okay.
Oh!
Levante.
Oh!
Alpha,
Oh, it goes Alpha, it's all the way.
and the winner.
Alpha. Oh.
All right, so
So the winner's finally been chosen, and congratulations to Alfa Romeo. The new Stelvio QV stole everyone's hearts here. And honestly, I voted for the Alfa mostly because I couldn't get past the interior of that Maserati. I didn't like the Uconnect and some of the cheap parts bins, versus the Alfa kind of felt a little bit more put together, and I also preferred the handling. So congratulations, Alfa Romeo. They built one incredible driving SUV. So now that we've decided our best performance SUV, now we're moving on to the best performance cars. And again, I have to write down my top 4, and we're gonna basically kick one off the island. I'm gonna let you guys try and guess really quick which one my top 4 are, but it's quite an incredible lineup of cars. Nothing really compares with each other, although you could say the Mustang and the Challenger does, but the Challenger has a lot more power. But let's move on to the deliberations and see which one actually gets kicked off the island.
So this is how the voting is going to work in the Performance Car of the Year. We're going to take all 5 vehicles and decide which 4 go on to the next round. So everybody puts their choice of which car that they like to go on to the next round, all 4 on a piece of paper. The tally is done by people who are in the engineering and math trade, and then they come up with an answer. Let's find out how people are going to vote.
Whoa. Wait, no, you. Alex, are you in the engineering and math trade? Which one?
Well, I'm a materials engineering company, so I suppose so.
So who's the engineer? Oh, that man with the EE.
He's the one with the engineering
You
degree.
trade math cards.
Yeah. We are ready.
McLaren, BMW, Dodge, Ford. Dodge, Maserati, BMW, Ford. McLaren, M5, Redeye, Bullitt. Redeye, M5, Bullitt, 720S. This one is super secret.
Ooh.
Bear with me.
Origami fold.
Demon. They didn't
Didn't quite get it, but
M5, Bullitt, 720.
remember, it's possessed by a demon, right? So
Yes.
This is a Demon engine. It's pretty cool. 720S, M5, Bullitt, Redeye. M5, Bullitt, Redeye, 720S. And 720, Redeye, M5, Mustang.
All right. And unfortunately, the vehicle that cannot go with us to the next round is the Maserati Quattroporte. Which is sad because I think it is one of the prettiest.
I'm pleasantly surprised how all the Bullitt's doing so.
It's the only manual one here, that's why it's doing well.
Got through one round.
Yeah.
Next round might be a bit ugly, man.
So as I pretty much expected, the Maserati Quattroporte did get knocked off the island, unfortunately. I really wanted to like that car, but it really needs a full redesign away. The Levante, however, is a step in the right direction. So now we're left with the final 4 vehicles, the McLaren, the Challenger, the BMW M5, and the Mustang Bullitt. Let's find out which one of these gets knocked off the island next.
Plus 797.
800
Yeah.
minus 3.
Yeah. Plus another 710.
I'm out.
So how does it?
1,877.
So 1,700.
1,877.
And then 710 for the next one.
Unless my elementary math school
So
skills
2,577.
Could
Yeah.
be.
2,500 with the Quattroporte. No, that's not 710.
Well, the Quattroporte is not here. We only
But
have-
if,
2,577.
Oh,
without
710.
the
Oh, whoops,
Quattroporte.
710.
yeah, you forgot.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So that's 2,588. Sorry.
Wow.
A lot of horsepower.
2,500
horsepower.
horsepower.
They're hungry too. Ponies are hungry.
And thirsty.
Round 2.
Okay.
All right, M5. Red Eye. 720S. Red Eye. M5. 720S.
Oh my.
M5. Red Eye. Bullitt.
We know what Matt voted for.
Can you
So-
actually vote for the Bullitt since he owns one? Should he be disqualified?
Someone should have
Well, it
abstained.
turns out another person has
Recusal.
voted for the Bullitt. We got one more Bullitt vote.
Bullitt? Okay.
M5 720S. M5 Red Eye 720S. M5 Red Eye 720S. Mustang Red Eye 720. McLaren M5 Red Eye.
Votes to the Bullitt.
Alrighty there. So our vehicles moving on to the next phase here are the Red Eye, the M5, and the McLaren. Alright, we are now voting for our top 2. So Jason, let us know what is the
First votes Red Eye and 720.
Okay.
M5 and 720. Red Eye and 720. 720 and M5. Red Eye and M5. M5 and 720. Red Eye and M5. Red Eye and 720.
So we actually have a tie there.
Oh.
Between the Challenger and the M5.
How many?
So when there's a tie, what we're going to do is try and convince the people to come over from one side or the other. So in this particular instance, there's a tie between the M5 and this vehicle, the Challenger Red Eye.
Stand
All right, stand by the one you voted for.
Well, how's that going to help?
Because we're gonna deliberate.
Just do it.
We're gonna deliberate. That's why, and we're gonna throw eggs at the other person.
All the
Look at all these old people.
Look at all the old
Look at all these old people.
Look at this! Whoa!
Age 51.
Wow!
This is a great thing.
So think about your criteria. What are our 2 criteria that we're supposed to be voting on?
Fun,
Okay, that's one.
fun and style.
And I agree, both of them
And
are fun.
and the old
That's
people
not fun.
old people don't know
There's
anything
no
about
style in that.
style.
There's no difference.
I'll
in the
agree,
exterior
it has
between
no
that and a regular
style.
M5.
I do agree.
There is no style between that and a regular M5.
That is,
It's a
that
pedestrian.
is boring
it's a
as
pedestrian
shit to
four-seater.
We're getting violent now. I'm convinced. I'm convinced.
2.8.
What?
Switch over, yeah. No, it has no style. It doesn't.
doesn't.
Look, an M5 should be a fire-breathing dragon, right? It should it should exude testosterone.
I personally think it's more fun to drive, but based on
Oh.
style, including that into it, yeah.
If you look at style, that
yeah.
was the #1 thing for me. I think it's an awesome car. The
Jason,
autonomous
you've
feature
joined the
in it,
old
because
folks.
Jason, this is literally an old car, and they keep adding more power to it. It's so old. Like it smells.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can say that it's old, but in a time and era when everybody's going to electric and hybrid powertrains, they're bringing back the muscle car. Like that's still.
But
fun
they've
to a
had
lot
the
of
muscle
people
car
who
for
are
years, and I feel like they're milking it at this point. Like another set 90 horsepower. What else are they going to do to it?
Yeah.
It's like they need to completely redesign it, move it to a new platform, make it lighter. That's what it really needs.
For me,
But
it's
hold on,
the
okay.
more comfortable
Yes.
and all-wheel drive.
Yes, and you can still do rear drive in it. It's got the burnout
If
mode.
Style is the one criteria that I have to look at in
Style's
style.
technology.
I would
You
vote
know.
for that too.
See, so style. So now you can come over to our site. Style.
Come on over, man.
Come on,
Oh, you're dead to me.
Sofian, hold firm. We can't move.
We
will hold firm.
Look at you. You're like stylish guy. That's not style.
But I'm so tired of the Challenger. They keep doing all this stuff to it.
Let me ask you. Does it?
I mean, it's got the old school muscle car style,
Get
but
off my lawn.
yeah.
Remember what M cars are meant to be. They're meant to be naturally aspirated, light engines that are special engines to the M car, rear-wheel drive, and optioned with manuals. That has none of
Well
that.
spoken.
Agreed.
And you know,
That's muscle car thinking.
I mean, we've
though, because
already
that would
lost.
mean-
We've already
That's
lost. but-
muscle car thinking because that would say because that would mean that M cars could never evolve. And BMW has shown us that they can evolve
Yes.
an M car, give it rear-wheel drive when you want it and all-wheel drive when you need it.
And you know, I am sad that there's no manual, but nobody in America buys stick as much anymore. So that's the
Nobody
problem.
in
And
Europe buys
even
stick
Porsche,
anymore.
even Porsche, 80% of people buy a PDK with
And the only
Porsche.
vehicle that we had was the Bullitt that had. Sorry, Matt. The only vehicle we had with manual was the Bullitt.
I'm sad.
Farewell.
I'm sad.
Farewell, little Beamer. This is fun
easier.
for the whole family.
Yes.
kind of family.
Tell us about the fuel economy.
Go 0 to 60 as fast as your McLaren.
So unfortunately, we actually had a tie, and we had to do a little deliberation to break that tie. I was on the BMW side with Alex over there, simply because I like the Challenger. I like that it has so much power, but it's an old car, and it just reeks of old car, and FCA needs to really redesign it, make it lighter, just make it new. But I'm sad, because now I have to pick between that, and I really wanted the M5. I was rooting for the M5, but let's try to figure out our winner for the best performance car now.
Any predictions? There will be one vote for the red eye.
M5.
There's gonna be more. I think
Think
it'll
so?
be more.
No, I think it's
All
going
right.
to be like 3-5.
I voted for the M5, everyone.
Come back and be
Voted for the M5.
McLaren.
Hang on to
McLaren.
Number 1.
McLaren.
McLaren.
McLaren. McLaren.
One more.
Red eye.
Ooh.
Red eye.
2 to the red eye.
Not a vote.
If it's folded up?
And it's the McLaren. Two more
Oh.
for the McLaren.
Wait, that's not enough votes.
Yeah,
There
there's
should
2 more.
be.
You said 2 more.
Yeah, two more.
That was 4, AS8.
Yep.
There we go. And the winner is, drum roll.
McLaren.
There we go.
There we go. Way to go, McLaren.
Behind door number 1.
The dihedral double skinny
Behind the
roll.
dihedral door number 1.
Did it win because it's the most expensive and it's the
Oh, it won
fastest? Is that why it won? Just 'cause
I think it won because it made everyone sweaty and it made us scared while we were driving it. And it just-
Style and fun.
Style and
That
fun.
thing is stylish. It's stylish. Forget about price. Price is and horsepower is not part of the
the price
equation.
is it? You know, you could
It
get, you
won?
could get,
Yes.
you could get like 4 of those
Exactly.
for 1 of those.
You can.
Exactly.
Or I can get 1 of those plus the other 3 cars that you
You can.
that one.
Okay, I think we know who voted for the red eye.
I would take the M5 and I would take the Bullitt, and I still have money left over to pay rent for the next 5
So
years.
what you're saying, Roman, is if the red eye wasn't here, you'd take the M5 over the McLaren, right?
See, it won because we all wish we had 340,000.
Yes.
I think it's a well-deserved win. We all had fun driving it. When it pulled up, everybody surrounded this vehicle. I think other part of it is we all don't have a lot of experience driving this, where all of us have experience driving this. It
here's
was
the other
fun.
thing.
It's fun, performance, style.
We're all inexperienced. That's what he's
Here's
trying
the other
to
thing
say.
about this
Well,
car. So like we
You
have
can
been
fit one Jason in the truck.
We've been test driving this on public roads for the last 3 days, mostly public roads, and this is the single car that has got the most attention from neighbors who've been coming out, taking pictures, like talking to us.
Yeah.
It's the attention getter. This is the short skirt of cars.
Look at that. Look how easily it closes.
He's the McLaren hater over there.
Fun to drive. It's how easily the trunk closes. Well, the trunk closes, so I really like the Corolla.
I'm just saying, for $340,000, you should get a trunk or front that closes.
So after spending nearly a week out here at the resort at the mountain just outside of Portland, Oregon, we finally have come down to a winner for our best performance car and best performance SUV for 2018. The winners are the 2018 McLaren 720S and the 2018 Alfa Romeo Stelvio Quadrifoglio. And to be honest, as much as I fought for the M5, I'm pretty happy with these winners. Both of these cars, our vehicles, were the most exciting to drive. The McLaren got the most attention. The Alfa drives just like a tall sports sedan. And if you guys are looking for one incredible driving performance car in 2018, you should put these two at the very top of your list.